as you can see, wait a sec. I'm joined by my biggest fan and newest member of the Face Off Trivia. And I'm versing someone called Yimmy or something like that, I think it is. He's apparently known as the Australian killer or something like that. I don't know, I mean, he beat Jake. Jake's practically a New Zealander, so that doesn't even really count, even though he's on the other side of the country. He's got the most knockouts or TKOs just because he's had to play the most matches. I've had one. I played against Hillbilly Scribs, and it was a fun match, and looking forward to this one. No matter which way it goes, as long as you don't upset her, I'll be fine.
What's up, Face-Off fanatics? Welcome back once again to the Movie Trivia Face-Off. I am, as always, Andrew the Elk Kelk, the most exciting man in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. It's absolutely wonderful to be here today. We've got a real exciting match coming at you. Two men fighting for that first ever Movie Trivia Face-Off championship. One of these two men, they're in a short field now. They could be the first ever champion. The winner of this match will go on to a #1 contenders match against the winner of the match on the other side of the bracket. And they will be looking at that title. You got to be this close. You got to be feeling that drive, that power, that ultimate goal of winning and being the first ever Movie Trivia Face-Off champion. One first that unfortunately the Elk will not be receiving, but that's all right because I have some other things that I'm excited about, like my partner on the announce desk today. Some days you get a privilege, you get a joy, you get the absolute pleasure of spending time with a competitor on the desk with you who nothing more could be said about them than amazing, wonderful, absolutely spectacular. And I've got to imagine that's how my cohort feels today. Welcome to the desk, the Godfather himself, Alex Frost. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Everything you said, well, I thought you were going to say about me, I couldn't say any nicer things about you, Elk. You deserve every single bit of that and more. Today, we don't just have a tournament match. Today, this is not just to find out who could be the first champion. Today, we're here to find out who has the best accent in the tournament. This is a hugely important matchup.
Well, it's a battle of the accents. It's a battle of movie trivia knowledge. And as you mentioned, and as I mentioned as well, we've got that championship just out of their reach. You can see them like that scene in the movie. They're reaching for that gun and those fingers are stretching out. Who's going to get it? Who's going to come out on top? I am excited to get this match going. How about you?
Super excited. I can't wait.
All right. And with that, let's not make you wait any longer, Face-Off fanatics. Let's get it going right now. Introducing first, hailing from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He is known as Hazard, and he may be a hazard for his opponent today. He is Jimmy Dery.
Hey, Elk.
All right, Jimmy is here. We've got a Canadian still alive in the tournament, which is what I like to see, although I think the wrong Canadian may have made it, mostly judging by that jersey he's wearing. We're going to introduce his opponent as well, and I'll give you two guesses where this man hails from as he makes his way into the ring with just the cutest manager you will ever see. That's right. He is Grant El Diablo Australiano Gregory. Oh, very nice. He's teaching the child sign language. Isn't that nice?
Look away.
Grant, your microphone is muted. All right. We've got our competitors in the ring. They look ready and raring to go. Now, Alex, we do have one special thing for this particular matchup. Grant Gregory is a new father. Congratulations, and can't believe I'm going to say this because it's so off-brand, but I'm sorry. Little kids, always a task. So we're going to be going to Grant for all of his answers first. He will not have the advantage of hearing Jimmy's answer. We're going to keep everything fair and on the up and up. This has been discussed with both competitors, and we have a consensus. They do agree that this is what we are going to do. They are both okay with it. Again, very, very important that we make sure that here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off, all the rules are followed, but we do make exceptions, especially when the exceptions are as adorable as that one right there. I don't like kids, but that's a cute baby. All right, so Alex, we've got our competitors in. We've got an exciting match ahead of us. Tell me, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
If you're ready, then only two questions remain. Jimmy, are you ready?
1 second.
Remember, kids, don't drink and compete unless you're Canadian, Irish, or British. Very important. All right, and Grant, are you ready?
Well, if he's got a prop, so do I. I'm ready.
Looks like he's been stealing from Deadpool's dream box. We are going to get the match going right now. That's right. Round 1. Let's get ready to face off. All right, with our competitors in there, the match is ready to get underway. Let's take a look. I've got my document up here. And gentlemen, very important match for you. It all starts with this, your first question.
Mr. Elk, did you forget something? Did you forget to say the rules for round number 1? Oh, shame.
All right. I
Shame.
thought two competitors who were this deep into a tournament, who had this much experience, might not need the help, but here we go. Let's fire these off just for you, Jimmy, because the Canadians over in Montreal, they're not the smartest. We've got to help them out when we can. All right, Jimmy, the rules for round number 1, just for you and possibly for our youngest competitor ever, if she's listening. In round number 1, you will receive 8 questions from various categories in the Movie Trivia Face-Off Galaxy. Each of these questions will be worth 1 point. There is no penalty for missing in round number 1. There is no stealing available in round number 1. Both competitors will answer the same question. A correct answer worth 1 point. If you receive 8 correct answers, all 8 questions, you will receive a 9th bonus question. This will only go to someone with a perfect round. If one of you gets it, you will answer alone. If you both get it, you will both answer the question. Do you understand the rules as they've been read to you, Mr. Dery?
Thank you. Moving on.
All right, and Grant looks ready to go. Let's get into it. As I was saying, your first question is in the category of action adventure. And a favorite film of mine, in what movie does the protagonist scribble a note in blood stating, "Now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho," on the sweater of the antagonist's dead henchman? All right, and we're getting your countdown. Remember, 15 seconds to answer.
I don't think we need it.
Yeah, guy points will be lost if you do not get this question correct.
I believe that's absolutely true. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down, Jimmy, and we will go to the proud Father Grant. What is that film?
This will be her very first Christmas movie I show her, Die Hard.
Getting them started early with a little bit of John McClane. Gotta love it. Jimmy.
Best Christmas movie ever. Die Hard.
All right, we are tied 1-1.
All right, good work. Your second question comes in the category of comedy. In the 2009 comedy Zombieland, what U.S. city is Woody Harrelson from, in which he also takes his name from?
Now, are you excited about the sequel that's coming out for this film, Alex? I'm looking forward to it myself.
I always get worried about 10-year later sequels, but it looks all right.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, we go to Grant.
Is it Tallahassee?
All right, Tallahassee is correct. And Jimmy, did you have it?
Nope.
Oh, first miss of the match. Mr. Dery falling behind, but only 1 point and early in the round. Let's go on to your next question, boys. This one's coming at you in the category of horror. Horror. What is the first name of Jack and Wendy Torrance's son in The Shining? I really enjoyed this film. I mean, I haven't seen this film, but I saw something in Ready Player One. That counts, right?
That's the important bit of that movie, yes, sir.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We will go to Grant.
Aiden?
No.
Aiden is unfortunately incorrect. Jimmy, do you have a guess?
Shot in the dark. Bo?
We were looking for Danny Torrance. Danny Torrance. Looks like no perfect rounds today, Alex.
You jinxed it.
That's
All right, and Alex, if you want to take on the next one.
Yep. Your next question comes from the category of romance. Rob Reiner's mother, Estelle, has one line in When Harry Met Sally. What is it?
A true classic of the genre. Carrie Fisher is absolutely wonderful in this movie.
Recently saw it in a Hotel Hilton. It was perfect.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, Grant.
Is it I'll have what she's having?
I'll have what she's having is correct. Jimmy, will you be
Absolutely.
having what what Grant is having?
No, I'll take what the daughter is taking.
All right, perfect.
All right, sounds like
Points
Jimmy
all
Dery
around.
trading out his hard cider for some sort of baby formula. Let's see if that works out. Gentlemen, let's keep going. Good solid answer on that last one. Your next category is in the field of new releases. New releases. Your question is, what 2019 film features a father and his daughter trapped under a house with alligators during a Category 5 hurricane? Sounds like a harrowing experience. That would be like being stuck with an American on a bus.
Isn't that like Australian
Oh,
day-to-day
so it's a
life?
horror film.
How dare you, sir?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We will go to Grant.
I think it's Crawl with a K.
We have an answer of Crawl with a K.
I will not challenge. Give it. Because
Jimmy is not challenging, so
Nope.
we are going to give him the point for Crawl with a C. Crawl with a C. Giving a little bit too much information, but his competitor is being very Canadian. How dare you, Jimmy? And he's going to keep his 1-point lead. Alex, let's go to your next one.
Yes, sir. For your next question, we go to the category of animated movies. Don Bluth
like you've evened it up.
directed the 1997 film about the last surviving child of the Russian royal family.
Don Bluth Animation put out a couple of good movies, but just couldn't get off the ground. Disney is too much for him.
Grant kind of interrupted you, so can you repeat just the beginning of the question?
Yes, sir.
I believe
Don
we can give him a
Bluth-
repeat.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Don Bluth
He cut
directed
Alex.
what? I'm repeating.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted him talking. I apologize.
I don't mind repeating.
Go ahead, Alex.
Don Bluth directed what 1997 film about the last surviving child of the Russian royal family?
I didn't know they made an X-Men film about Colossus.
Why are you like this?
Because it entertains me, Alex, and that's the most important thing. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pens down.
All right, Grant.
I've got nothing.
All right, didn't
Oh.
have it, Jimmy.
I said Balto? No? No?
That's the name we were looking for. Anastasia.
Oh.
Anastasia,
Makes
indeed,
sense.
although I would watch a film about the Russian royal family's lost dog. I definitely would.
Yep, me too.
All right, let's keep it going, gentlemen. In a different spectrum of the movie trivia galaxy, we've got one from dramas. Dramas. What U.S. military branch was taxi drivers Travis Bickle honorably discharged from? Let me try that again. That was on me. What U.S. military branch was taxi drivers Travis Bickle honorably discharged from? Got it on the second try.
That damn American army, right?
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the Australian, Mr. Gregory.
Was it the Marine Corps?
The Marines for a point. Jimmy.
Nope. Navy.
Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. We got one more question for you. Alex is going to give that to you.
And before I do, I just want, regarding that last question, to just say USA, USA, USA. Moving on. In the category of Oscars, Helen Hunt and Jack Nicholson won Best Leading Actor and Actress Academy Awards for performances in what 1997 film?
You know, I've got to thank you, Alex. You are a wonderful partner here on the desk. Always love having you, and you could not do anything more American than cheering USA after watching a movie about Travis Bickle. I think you might have missed Scorsese's point.
It's called irony, Elk. I figured someone like you would pick up on that.
5. I don't even irony my shirts. 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Grant?
I believe that he's as good as it gets.
And I believe that answer is as good as it gets. And Jimmy, what do you got?
You make me want to be a better person.
Nope.
Looks like he missed out on one of 2 films that had an honest shot at beating Titanic at that year's Oscars. My pick, LA Confidential. Check it out if you haven't, folks. All right, an exciting round 1. We've got some points on the board. Nobody goes perfect, but we're still at a close game. If you can double check for me, Alex, I believe the score is going to be 5-3 in favor of our Australian friend.
I want to say that you're correct.
To what the elk likes to hear. Alex, thank you so much. And what we're going to do then is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right into round number 2. Gentlemen, if you are ready.
All right, we have hit round number 2, otherwise known as the wheel round. The wheel of fate, destiny, life, death, and perhaps victory and defeat. In round number 2, each competitor will spin the wheel. If they don't like what they spin first, they can respin once unless the wheel lands on opponent's choice. Each competitor will get 4, count them 4, questions from that chosen category. The questions are worth 2 points. Unless they don't feel confident in their answer, they can ask for multiple choice, during which point the point value will drop to 1. Please be advised that steals are on in this round. And I will remind the competitors of their usages of the JTE rule. They have 3 repeats. They have 3 stall tactics, if you will, and both competitors still have their challenges. All
right, gentlemen, and your categories on the wheel today will be Stanley Kubrick, Coming of Age, Action Adventure, the 1970s, Hugh Jackman, Saw, 2000s, rom-coms, musicals, new releases, and as always, opponents and spinner's choice. All right, Alex, it looks like Grant has the lead, so I believe you'll go to him and see what he wants to do with this.
Grant,
let's spin the wheel.
Beautiful.
Spin the wheel.
There it is. Let's give that wheel a quick spin. And it is going. It is spinning away. What is he going to land on?
Poor girl.
And Grant, it looks like your category is musicals.
Pretty broad. We'll give it another spin, why not?
All right, another spin it is. Now, here comes your second and final spin. He likes more than musicals, Alex.
Musicals can be a tough category. There's some other stuff on there that I think would be better for him.
Thank God. Musicals trap and lands on 1970s. 1970s.
Alrighty.
Right, well done. That is going to be your category. Let's go ahead and I will get.
Wake me up when it's over.
Let's get into it. 1970s. Grant, are you ready?
Sure, why not?
Your first question, once again, that is entirely on me. I apologize. What actor played Fredo Corleone in The Godfather?
Oh my God.
He's thinking. In 5,
choice.
4,
Multiple, he said.
3, multiple choice. I can do that for you. One moment. Your multiple choice options are as follows. A. Al Pacino. B. Robert De Niro. C. Marlon Brando. D. John Cazale.
D.
D. John Cazale is correct for 1 point. Well done. Navigating it well so far. Let's go to your second question. What character in the film A Clockwork Orange sings the song Singin' in the Rain?
Oh,
Really got to think about these characters. Got to know who it is.
multiple choice.
I can do that for you. Grant, your options are A. Alex. B. Dim. C. Tramp. Or D. Droog.
Tramp.
Tramp is incorrect. We move over to Hazard himself for the potential steal. Jimmy, your options again. A. Alex. B. Dim. C. Tramp. D. Droog.
Having never seen the movie, B as in boy.
B is your answer, corresponding to Dim. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Mr. Frost, do you think you could get this one correct? How about you try saying your first name?
That's right, guys. The answer was indeed Alex.
Alex, indeed.
I thought that was too on the nose for that. Oh, well.
Let's see what can happen with his next question in this category. 1970s question number 3 of 4. Your question is... Company lineman and family man Roy Neary experiences some paranormal activity before some flashes of bright lights in the sky in Muncie, Indiana, in this 1970s sci-fi film.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Absolutely correct. He's on the board with 2 more points. That puts him up to 9. He's got a 6-point lead over Jimmy Dery. If he can answer this last one correctly, he puts Jimmy in a must-hit situation to tie it back up. Everything 2 points. Your final question, Grant. In the category of the 1970s, Evelyn Mulray hires private investigator J.J. Jake Gittes to follow her husband in this 1970s neo-noir mystery. You a big fan of 1970s films, Alex?
I
I'm
believe
gonna play
I've
it safe
seen-
and go multiple choice.
Oh, I hear a multiple choice out there. Looks like he can't get that 8-point lead, but he might still be able to get it. Your options are, Mr. Gregory. A. American Graffiti. B. Dog Day Afternoon. C. Chinatown. D. And Justice for All.
I'm gonna go with my initial thing that I just wanted to make sure. Chinatown.
Jake, it's Chinatown. That is correct.
Yeah. I was gonna say it for 2 points. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I thought I'd just double check to make sure that it was in there because it's a very stock standard thing.
I'm sure your daughter
Their
whispered.
names.
I'm sure the daughter whispered the answer in your ear.
Probably.
Fair
Well,
enough.
it is one of her mother's favorite films. So
Now, I don't know, Alex. I'm sometimes called the most exciting man in Face-Off. I've heard a few people behind my back call me the most despicable man in Face-Off, but even I would never accuse a baby of cheating. Can't believe that. Still, not a bad round for Grant. He navigates it well, good use of multiple choice, and he puts himself in a very commanding position currently at a 10-3 lead over Mr. Dery. But the round is not over. Jimmy's still got his wheel spin to go.
Go on.
All right, let's get that wheel back for you.
Do it.
All right, hit it.
All right, the spin is in. $2,000s.
Oh, okay. It served me well last time, so let's see how it goes.
All right, looks like he's
So
sticking with it.
can't get
Alex,
that
take
one.
it away.
All right. Here we go in the category of 2000s. What animal scratches Phil's neck in the car in 2009's The Hangover?
It's a tiger.
Tiger is correct for 2 points. Well done. Your next question. Who plays Captain Stacy, Gwen's father, and the officer that tells Aunt May that the police identified the wrong murder?
James Cromwell.
Didn't even need the rest of the question. 2 points. Well done, Mr. Dery.
Very interesting. He didn't wait for the end in case it was Dennis Leary.
Well, when he said reveal the murderer, I knew it.
Well done all the same. What Star Wars director also directed 2005's neo-noir Brick?
Five, four.
Repeat the question, please.
All right.
One repeat?
What Star Wars director also directed the 2005 neo-noir film Brick?
Brick, you said.
Brick.
Okay. I still don't know what that is. Multiple choice.
I can do that for you. Is it A, Ryan Johnson, B, Gareth Edwards, C, Ron Howard, or D, J.J. Abrams?
Good little stable of directors there.
Quite a list.
Let's go with Ron Howard.
Ron
Yep.
Howard is incorrect.
Ryan Johnson.
Big steal.
One of my favorite
Big
films.
steal.
Jason
Taking it
Gordon-Levitt
to
is brilliant in that.
a 4-point lead for him at this point. That's a good steal.
All right. And your last question in the category of the 2000s. What type of liquor is Bob endorsing in the commercial he films for $2 million in Tokyo in Lost in Translation?
Wow.
I was going to say something, but I don't want to give anything away here.
Let's go with multiple choice.
I can do that for you. Is it A, sake, B, rum, C, whiskey, or D, ouzo?
It's your drink of choice, Alex.
I will go with this right here.
All right, we have C, whiskey, which is the correct answer and also my drink of choice.
Yay.
For happy times.
Didn't even have to give it away.
Film, really enjoyable, and not a bad round for Jimmy on that one. He does pick up that final point, which leaves him in a 3-point deficit. 11 points for Grant, and we've got 8 for Jimmy. A little bit defensive, little use of multiple choice, but I think both players are playing well, and they are very close at this point. Round 3 could change everything. All right, gentlemen, round number 3. This is the final round. This is where you make or break. This is where dreams come true and hopes are shattered. Number 3, each competitor will receive 3 questions. They will receive these questions after selecting numbers from 1 to 15. These questions will correspond to 3 categories. Your first question will be worth 2 points, your second worth 3, and your third worth 5 points. There is no stealing in this round. There is no multiple choice in this round. As mentioned, 11-8 in favor of Grant. Grant, you have all 3 repeats and your challenge left. Jimmy, you have 2 repeats and your challenge remaining. Are in the lead at this moment. Numbers first.
1, 2, 3.
Your best positions in the match.
It's like he's teaching his child how to count. Very courageous and very smart of him, I think. Got to get those lessons started early. Jimmy, how about you?
4, 5, 6. I'm gonna add 2.
4, 5, and 6 for Jimmy. Jimmy is trailing, so Jimmy, you will be asked a question first, and Alex will be asking you your questions.
Thank you.
All right. So you selected category 4 for your 2-pointer. I have that on my answer sheet as from the category of directors. What's the name of Robert Rodriguez's micro-budget first film?
It's not Spy Kids, right?
3.
Spy Kids.
I think he answered.
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids is incorrect. We were looking for El Mariachi.
Gee.
El Mariachi. We're going to stay with Jimmy for his 3.
All right. Making it easy on me. Don't have to scroll all that far. You chose category 5, which, fittingly, comes from the category of drama. And your 3-pointer. Jan and Ava are children of Meryl Streep's character in which film?
Lots of movies.
Repeat.
All right. Jan and Ava are children of Meryl Streep's character in which film?
Big filmography for Meryl Streep. Got to put a lot of thought into it. In which movies did she have children?
The Iron Lady.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. We were looking for Sophie's Choice.
Yeah.
Very powerful
choose
movie
between them.
and definitely a phrase that many people misuse. No, that was not a Sophie's Choice when your Starbucks drink order wasn't available.
All right, and so this puts us in an interesting position because he has to hit his 5-pointer to avoid the TKO and send it back to Greg.
Come back to this, but with the scores the way they are, Alex, I will point out if he manages to make this 5, then that 2-pointer is effectively off the table for his opponent. It's just going to be able to get him to tie it up and potentially take it to sudden death. But really, that 3 and that 5, much more important if Jimmy can make this one here. If he doesn't,
It's over.
All right, to stay alive a little bit longer, your 5-pointer comes from the category of Edgar Wright. Why are the first victims in Hot Fuzz murdered?
very enjoyable film. It's number 3 on my Cornetto trilogy list, but still very, very good. Three.
Repeat.
That is your final.
Yes, sir.
So, in the category of Edgar Wright, why are the first victims in Hot Fuzz murdered?
Sorts of interesting things today. Someone forces you to choose. What's your Edgar Wright film?
Congrats, daughter of Grant. Let's go with They Did a Bank Heist.
And your winner.
Of technical knockout, Grant El Diablo Australiano Gregory. With his little one, congratulations, Grant. You did it.
Yay!
We will be looking into those allegations, making sure that there are no answers written on that baby's diaper. Don't you worry.
What was the answer?
The correct answer was poor acting.
Sounds right.
The characters in question did not perform the play well enough for the townsfolk. Interesting matchup right here. Not the outcome that I expected. So close up to the end of round 2, but a technical knockout in round 3. Dery just could not pull out those answers.
Yeah, I think he just hit that groove. I think sometimes it's just bad luck, but it is how he lost. Grant Gregory clutching his child. What a victory for him. Jimmy Dery clutching something he loves almost as much, and that's a beer.
All right, we'll let Jimmy enjoy his sangria, and we're going to take you away to the post-match interviews in just a moment, which will, of course, be handled by the man himself, me. Why get somebody else to do the job when you can do it so well? But I would like to say, Jimmy, enjoy your sangria, and Grant Gregory, holding on to a newborn child, may soon be the holder of a new title. That's right, he's one step closer. Let's take it to the post-match interviews. All right, hello, Face-Off fans. It's me, the Elk. That's right, double dose for you today. Aren't you lucky? A little bit more time with me is always a good thing. But I got a man who's probably not going to be too happy to see me at the moment. He is my fellow Canadian, and for that, I am sorry he's out of this tournament. But these things just happen sometimes. My condolences to you, Jimmy Dery.
I don't want you to see my tears in my eyes.
Well, Jimmy, you gotta brighten up. You gotta buck up. You fought your way back into this tournament. You were out at one point. You came back in, and you made it almost all the way to the top of the mountain. But in the end, just couldn't take down Grant Gregory. And honestly, you played a pretty solid game, kept right up with him, couple of points differential until that third round, and then, man, you got 3 in a row and couldn't knock down a single one of them. How did you feel as those questions rolled on in round number 3?
I think I felt pretty much the same as you did in the Harry Potter match, right? Oh, oops. Bad memories, right? Yeah, I feel bad. I should have at least answered one question, right?
Well, they call him Six Flicks for a reason. He doesn't have the widest breadth of movie knowledge, and maybe that hurt him a little bit today. Unfortunately for you, Jimmy Dery, not moving on in the tournament. But of course, you're still a very valued competitor here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off, and you fought hard to get where you are. I think a lot of people are going to be looking out for you in the future, knowing that when the time comes, when you've really got to clutch it in, there's a real good chance Jimmy Dery is going to be able to take that win. You looking forward to that moving forward?
I'll see how next year goes, because I think my season is over in singles. I don't know how it's gonna go in Geek. I don't know what's next for me. The only thing I know for sure is I'm gonna do the Frenzy matches. That's all I got going in the moment, and some exhibition matches in the mix.
That's right, fans. The very first original match format here in the Movie Trivia Face-Off. We are, of course, gigantic fans of the Schmoedown. That's where this all comes from. A love of the Schmoedown, a love of movie trivia. But we have our Frenzy matchups. If you're a member of the league, keep an eye out for those so you could be in the next one. And hey, check out those exhibition matches as well. We got a guy in the back who's working very hard to run those matches. I don't remember his name at the moment, but if it ever comes to me, I'll let you know. Jimmy, anything else to say before we take it to your opponent?
Well, I would use some language, but I heard swearing was prohibited now, so nope, I'm good.
Well, if it wasn't prohibited as a normal rule, it certainly would be while there's a baby present. With that in mind, we're going to take it to the victor of today's matchup, and just the cutest manager in the whole wide world. Let's go to Grant Gregory.
Yeah, I just want to thank my my manager here from steering me away from musicals. She knows it's definitely not one of my strengths, and musicals are quite wide. So yeah, directing me to the 70s, and it just happened to get one. I should have went with me guts on the Chinatown one for the 2 points, but it was just such a generic thing, and I couldn't remember any of the names of the characters in it. So, but no, I want to thank everyone for the match. Thank my opponent for being a good sport about everything, and yeah, I guess I'm moving on to the next one, and might have to bring this one along now as my good luck charm.
Well, she certainly was lucky for you today. I gotta say, this deep into this kind of competition, you face a lot of tough opponents. Getting a TKO has to make you feel good moving forward, because you're now very, very close to that Movie Trivia Face-Off inaugural title. You could be our first ever Movie Trivia Face-Off champion. How does that make you feel, Grant?
It would be, not looking past my next opponent. Who's my next opponent? Do we know yet?
We will let you know who your next opponent is as soon as we do, because it's one of 2 people, and we'll figure that one out. But you are going to be back very, very shortly to compete.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to look past anyone, and championship might as well be 10 matches away instead of just 1 or 2. So.
Well, and it looks like I'm getting a little note here from our backstage folks. It looks like I can actually confirm your opponent, thanks to some changes in our tournament scheduling, just some technical stuff in the background. You will be facing off against Michael Campbell. Michael Campbell is going to be your opponent in that number one contender situation where you're both facing off to try to get to that title. How you feeling about him?
Oh, that'd be good. Either way, an Aussie will be in the final, so that's pretty cool. So, but he's from Queensland, so I don't think that really counts. So, but no, looking forward to it. It'll be good. He's very knowledgeable. Yeah, that'll easily be by far my toughest match, by a long shot. So.
Definitely going to be a tough match. I would have loved to see some Canadian representation in that matchup, but it looks like somebody just couldn't get it done today. I won't name names. I probably will later, Jimmy. But we had a great matchup out of both our competitors. Grant, congratulations again. Good luck as you move forward on your goal, on your quest to become the Trivia Face-Off inaugural champion. You could be the man at the top of the mountain. And, just the cutest baby ever. So adorable. Thank you for letting her join us today as well. I appreciate having her here. If she has anything she wants to say, she can go ahead and butt in. That's fine.
No, she's having a bit of a snooze at the moment, so I think that Matt's exhausted her, so.
A bit of a snooze sounds like a good idea after a hard-fought match. Let's take it back over to the desk with Alex Frost, and hey, guess what? It's me. All right, thanks for that wonderful interview. He's the best in the biz. We should give him a raise, I think. Alex, it has actually been quite a pleasure to be here with you today. Obviously, as I said at the beginning, more of a pleasure for you to be here with me, but you've been a wonderful co-host. I want to thank you for joining me today. And what are your thoughts on this match?
New dad, no sleep, no problem. We could very well have a champion that is from the down under. You love to see it. I love tournament season. I can't wait to see how it all ends up.
Well, I got to say again, as much as I do rag on him, there was a real good fight in Jimmy Dery in this matchup. He was a little bit behind in the first couple of rounds, but he kept it close. He uses multiple choice well. Just that round 3, that's the killer. People talk about the wheel round, but sometimes, in my opinion, it's round 3 that really gets you finished off.
I feel that on a real level.
We've both definitely been there before. Alex, as I said, pleasure having you here. Everybody out there who's watching, we had a great match. I hope you liked it. Remember to hit that like button on this video. Make sure that we get some more eyes on the league. Tell your family, tell your friends, and remember about all those hardworking people that you might not be thinking about while the match is going on. We've got our editors, we've got our question writers, we've got our storyline workers, everybody in the background. We're doing our best to make sure that you get an amazing product, a little more movie trivia goodness in your day, and we always encourage you to check out the Schmodown as well. They did inspire us. We do love the Schmodown. And now, thanks to them, we have the opportunity to bring these wonderful matches to you. Hazard, Jimmy Dery fighting nobly today, but the man moving on, the man with the plan, the goal, the man who may well be our first ever face-off champion, Diablo Australiano. Folks, watch out for the devil. He's coming to get you. And boy, he's just got a cute little sidekick coming with him. That's also a movie that I would watch. Make a note. I'm going to write a screenplay. The Devil and the Cute Baby. As here in the movie Trivia Face-Off, as always, it's been a pleasure having you. It's been a pleasure for you to have me and my co-host Alex Frost and our competitors today. They did a great job. Until next time,